Should we do the injuries straight away? Obviously, it was a frustration, wasn't it, on Tuesday night that you've already got a couple of defensive injuries. Typically enough, you've picked up another one. How's it looking?
Well, it's a great start, to be fair, with the injuries. It will probably take the first half hour of the interview, but the pleasing bit is we've got players coming back to start us off with. We're definitely have Alex Davey back. We'll definitely have Toby back. And we'll definitely have Harry Buterman back. So there's some positives. We're still assessing Cozzy. Cozzy had an X-ray on his toe. There's no fracture on that, which is pleasing. So he's just got basically some soft tissue damage on that. So we'll see how that settles down over the next couple of days and see if there's anything that the physio can do to patch him up and get him ready. Smudge will wait and see. Again, he has his Thursday afternoon session with the osteopath, and we're just waiting on the outcome of that. But Jack Baldwin will be back training with the squad next week as well. So there's lots of positives from the injury front, and we're going to need that, especially because of in the first month of the season we play 9 games. And in 4 weeks, so it is intense, and it's intense across the board. I went out and watched the game yesterday, and you can start to see that some clubs, some players are starting to get a little bit leggy. So what we need to do is make sure that that we utilise our squad, that our energy levels are good in every game, and I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I know you've been really careful with Michael Smith because of his back, and you don't want to aggravate it. I imagine a similar kind of situation with Cozzy and Clay. Was it Craig Morgan a few years back who had real trouble with the toe for ages and ages? You do have to be a little bit careful how they go.
Yeah, you do. But the difference with this one, we've got a very good physio here in John Chatfield, who sent him straight off for an X-ray and straight off for a scan. So we're aware that there's no structural damage, i.e. he hasn't got a fracture, he hasn't dislocated, there's nothing wrong with the joint or the bone. So it really eliminates that to a soft tissue injury, so that's pleasing. So the key thing for me is as long as they can make sure that Cozzy's pain-free, and that they can make sure that that they protect it where it's not going to cause any further damage, then I'll be prepared to play Cozzy. If it is, and there is a risk of that, then I won't. So those are the conversations that we're having at the minute.
Yeah, if there is a risk on Cozzy, will it just be a case of Alex going into left back? Possibly.
I will be looking as well, if need be, to get a left back in. So I've got the options of finding an internal solution, and also bringing one in externally on loan, or possibly even a permanent. So I wouldn't be ruling anything out in that side of things.
Yeah, probably at this stage, regardless, it may well be handy to have another left back in.
Well, if need be, and those decisions will be made over the next 24 hours. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have another left back as to come in, because of he'll either come in and start, or he'll come in and cover Cozzy.
You're probably all right in this regard now, but was it ever in your thoughts to use Harry Anderson at right back at all, or are you keen to see him continuing in midfield?
Harry can do that. He can do that. We have got the option of doing that. But Harry, for me, outrightly, I think has earned his right to start as a right midfielder. He's come in and he's done well, and he's performed well, and he's created chances. So therefore, going back to when we very first took over, it's round pegs in round holes, and we've had to tinker with the defence, obviously, just solely because of the number of injuries that we've had in the first 4 games in that area. And that's been a needs-must situation opposed to anything else. But no, for me, Harry Anderson is a right winger opposed to a right back. But if needed, he's the same as the rest of my players. They'll do a job for the team.
And with Harry Buterman, it seems to have been a case of 2 steps forward, 1 step back a little bit with him, but he's now getting to the stage where he can really contribute.
Yeah, Harry played 45 minutes in a reserve team game here against Rotherham last week, so we know that he's got those 45 minutes in him. We just need to make sure that that we're careful with that. Again, it's a soft tissue injury, so we don't want any relapse on that side of things. But Harry's trained with me today. He's trained really well. We're happy with him where he's at, and what we need to do now is, again, probably similar to Jack Baldwin, is make sure that we get some match time into him and get him ready.
Yeah, because he's an exciting player to have around, really. We saw glimpses of what he could do last season, but you must be confident you can get even more from him.
Yeah, he's another one that was brought into the club. It was prior to us coming in, but he was brought into the club as a goal-scoring midfielder. And when he comes back, that's what we'll be looking to get out of H. He's a great lad. He's a great character, and one that we feel that is going to add to the squad. So the more of the players that we have coming back, the stronger we're going to be in terms of the entire squad. And we are going to need to utilise the squad over this next run of games.
And with the standard Jack Collison question, he seemed to take a little bit of a clattering late on. Is he okay?
Yeah, it's a dead leg. So again, that's something that's all it is with Jack. So Jack will be fine and available for selection on Saturday.
I know some of the fans will be looking at Tuesday night and saying Sheffield United, look at the quality they've got, look at the way that people would have been backing them ahead of the season. Maybe not the worst defeat in the world, but I think from your reaction afterwards, you're as disappointed to lose to the Blades as anyone else.
I am. I was very disappointed. We don't expect to lose at home, but also at the same time, I thought that the game was good out there, and we've had a look. We've had a look at the stats. We've had a look at the game back, and there was nothing in the game really, other than for me the key moments, and we need to take our opportunities in key moments. Harry Anderson had a great chance to score, and then that changes the game. But the one thing that we will never ever do is we will never ever go down without a fight. And at 2-1, we changed it. We put more bodies forward. We then changed it again because we felt we could get opportunities more centrally. And as it was, the players had a right go, and for me, I'll take that from them all day long, and I have to say I was happy with me players. I was disappointed that we didn't take our opportunities at key moments in the game, but they give it a right go. And I mean, statistically, we had 22 shots, they had 20, so it was an exciting, entertaining game. I know when I spoke to Nigel after the game, he said exactly the same thing, that it was exciting, it was open, they never felt comfortable throughout. So there are positives to take from the game, but what I expect from my players is a response, and not only a response this Saturday, but a response in this next run of games.
Yeah, Burton have settled well, haven't they, into life in League One?
Burton are a very well organised team. They're well structured. They have good patterns of play. Obviously, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's done a good job in getting them promoted there last year. I know the assistant manager particularly well because he used to be my youth team manager here in the academy, David Oldfield. So I know exactly what I need to expect, and what they're going to do, and what we need to do is make sure that we're focused on how we play, focused on making sure that we do the right things, and I'm sure it will be another exciting game.
In terms of their style or pattern of play, is there any similarity to Colchester the other day? They seem to be a side that like to get runners from midfield.
No, they've got a front four, and they do like to run in behind. They've got two good wingers, two strikers. One, although they play as a 4-4-2, one will go up and one will try to pick up the ball in pocket. So yeah, they are a good team. They have got threat across their front four, but we'll just make sure that we deal with that, and more importantly, counteract that at the other end with the excitement that we have in our forwards and our wingers, who we know that equally can win us games.
And just to finish, this may be complete nonsense, but a bit of talk on Twitter about David Norris perhaps being back around the club. Is there anything in that?
News to me. David Norris is a good pro. He's a great lad. He's had a very, very, very good career in the game. But no, that's news to me.